Now, hopefully by now you've already realized that we can't outthink the thinker. The only way to really move beyond this, as well as cultivating sort of kinder thoughts in our mind, is to move beyond bias altogether to a place beyond thought, beyond feeling, a place of comfort, quiet, confidence that we can always come back to. Now, in part one, we were focused on how the mind appears. In part two, how it feels. In part three, we're going to focus more on how it is. And that can sound very conceptual, very vague. But if you think about the final part of each day, when I say, okay, just let the mind do whatever it wants to do now, my guess is the mind probably doesn't do too much. So within that framework of permission, allowing the mind to think, there's really no idea of good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, because we're just allowing the mind to do what it wants to do. To put it another way, to be as it is. So if we can train the mind in that feeling of as it isness, then we can find that place on a very regular basis. So that's what we're gonna look at over the next 10 days. As always, I'll guide you through the exercise as we go. But take a moment or two now just to get comfortable wherever you're sitting. Eyes open. That nice soft focus. It takes in the space all around you. And just maintaining that gaze. Starting with some big deep breaths. And with the next out breath, as you close the eyes, and just allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Just feeling yourself settle into the other senses. In particular, any physical sensations or any sounds around you. So, as always, just checking in with the body as you scan down from head to toe. Just noticing how the body feels today. What's comfortable, what's uncomfortable. And as you do so, maybe just getting a sense of what kind of mood is around for you today as well. And as you move down towards the toes, just starting to become more familiar with the rhythm of the breath. Noticing where in the body you feel that movement. And whether the breaths are long or short, deep or shallow. Just stay with that for a moment or two. So as you continue to focus very gently, very lightly on that movement of the breath, there's no need to count the breaths, just staying with each breath one at a time. even staying just with the inhalation or just with the exhalation. But maintaining the focus very gently. And then, just as we usually do at the end of the exercise, right now, I'd like you to let go of any focus at all. Just for a short while, just let your mind do whatever it wants to do. If it wants to think, let it think. And now just bringing the attention back to the breath again, just picking up where you left off before. No need to count the breaths, but just coming back, that stable feeling, that rising and falling movement. And having followed the breath in that way, now once again, just letting go of that focus and just letting the mind be free again. And just bringing the attention back again to the breath. There's something quite comforting about having something definite to focus on, even if it's just focusing very lightly. Yet equally knowing that each time you let go, there's this place beyond thought, no judgment, no bias. That blue sky idea. So again, now just letting the mind be free. And as you bring the attention now back to the body, back to the feeling of the breath once again, still with that sense of spaciousness and calm from when you let the mind go, focusing on that movement of the breath. Starting to notice the weight of the body again, the feeling, the body pressing down, the feet on the floor, hands and arms on the legs. Starting to notice any sounds, any smells, as you just bring yourself back into the space around you, gently opening the eyes as you do. As always, just pausing before moving. Notice how you feel right now. Notice how that's maybe a little different than when you first sat down today. And don't worry if you found that exercise difficult or disconcerting in any way at all. So it's actually a really difficult practice. It sounds so easy, but it's actually quite an advanced practice, quite an advanced meditation technique as well, which is why at the moment we're keeping those periods of time quite short. Otherwise the mind will wander for sure. But to simply rest the mind in awareness, in that place of quiet confidence without anything to focus on at all. That's not that easy at first. So give yourself time to get comfortable with this. I'm going to give you a few tips at the start of tomorrow. But try if you can today as you go through the day, just to pause, even if it's just once, twice, 3 times during the day, where you just pause and just let your mind be free. No more than that. Notice how that makes you feel each time you do that. And I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for day 2.